awake, orange, black, and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle dripping heat, tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you reppin' who day, time to put your hands up. Bengals stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Who day in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we live it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the bounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock them, yeah we got them, yeah we fought them. Like that black and orange up on them, bingo bottle, never stop it till the beast and know who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move on? Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trenopole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of Jackpot Joey Burrow, the AFC North champion Cincinnati Bengals. Now, do me a favor, if you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. I'm up to 1,739 subscribers. That is awesome. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Now, if you're watching on Twitter or Facebook and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, why not? Please do so. Please go to the YouTube channel, Sports with Strawberry Ice. Hit the subscription button, hit the bell for notification, and every time I go live, you'll be notified. Also, exclusively in the YouTube chat crew, we're doing super chats. So if you like to support what I'm doing or make sure your comment gets read, please give me a super chat. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, I'm coming to you live for Nice Cave. Nice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. All right, guys, I'm back. I had a long vacation. And I know if you guys follow me on Twitter, that you know I've been busy as hell working on my deck. Well, the deck is going to cease to be worked on until like Sunday because my son can't help me. He does all the measurements and everything, and he's way better at math than I am. So I got time to do my channel. And I'm very, very excited to be back. I had a great time down in Florida. As you can see, I'm even more red than I normally am. So I got a little sun out there, had some fun. But anyway, I'm going to bring on a guest who I haven't had on in a while. He's one of my good buddies. He is from the Bengals Stripe Squad. Hopefully he'll be on the Stripe Squad again this year. He's got a new job. He moved. He's been busy. We're all waiting for football season to start, but let's get it going with Josh from Back Row Bengals. Josh, what is up, brother?
Jeff, it has just been so freaking long since I've heard your voice, and I forgot how much I truly missed being back in the ice cave, getting ready for football season. Want to apologize to all the listeners out there for my hiatus. A lot has been going on, but a lot of really, really good things has been happening. But I'm so happy to be back here on the microphone with you, Jeff, and let's talk some football, man. I'm so excited.
We got one thing to get out of the way first. We have to do something here real quick. Ready?
What do we have to do?
Happy birthday to Josh. Happy birthday to Josh. Happy birthday, dear Josh. Happy birthday to Josh. Happy birthday, buddy.
Jeff, thank you so much, man. And you know what? I couldn't have gotten a better gift than to be invited back on your show. That is what I have been waiting on so much. And I got to tell you, thank you, Tigers Talk, for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. One thing that, I've just obviously being away from everything. Thank you, Brad. I still haven't gone away from Bengals news and Bengals updates and Bearcats news and Bearcats updates. And I want to start out. I wanted to talk to you, Jeff, about the one comment that Joe Burrow made when he was talking about the Jesse Bates contract negotiation. Now, obviously, Joe Burrow did the right thing, and he supported his teammate. He wants to see his teammate get paid. But one thing that he mentioned was the one thing is business is business, and he's going with Jesse to Vegas. And I think there is a little bit more meaning in that term. Business is business. Joe Burrow knows exactly how to handle business. When he put that out there and he spoke on that, Jeff, what was your immediate reaction?
My immediate reaction was, I hope to God they discuss him coming back to the Bengals. But look, I understand business is business, and Jesse wants to get his money, and that's kind of where I'm at. I don't think the Bengals are going to pay him what he wants and what his agent wants. I think this is going to be last year for Jesse Bates on the Bengals, and it sucks. Yeah. But it is what it is, and that's what happens when you have a talented team. Because look, I'll put it to you this way. If you got Jesse Bates or you got T. Higgins, and you got to choose between one and two, I'm going T. Higgins all day long, because T is coming up soon. Joe Burrow is coming up soon. We got Tyler Boyd also. There's other people out there. But speaking of T. Higgins, I want to give a shout out to my boy here, Platinum DeVille, right here. Make sure you guys go on TikTok and follow him. He needs to try. We're trying to get him up to 1,000 subscribers on TikTok so he can go live and DJ. If you've ever been to Bengal Jim's tailgate, he's been out there DJing on Jim's tailgate. He's awesome at it. So go follow him if you're on TikTok. Again, it's Platinum DeVille. I hope I'm saying that right. Platinum DeVille. Go follow him on TikTok. I want to get that out of the way because I want to give him a shout out so I can help him out there.
Absolutely.
Anyway, and yes, he's agreeing with me. Gotta say T. Exactly. I want, dude. I'll put it this way: T. Higgins, if he's on any other team, is the number one wide receiver, and I don't consider him a number two. I think it's a 1A. That's just the way it is. Mm-hmm. And I don't, moving forward, I want three guys that I want on the Bengals: Jackpot Joey Burrow, Uno, and T. I want all three of them, hopefully forever. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but at least for the next, 5 to 7 years.
Right. So exactly.
That's why to me, that's more important. Nothing against Jesse Bates. Absolutely nothing against Jesse Bates. I think Jesse Bates is great. I think he's a great guy in the locker room, and I love to sign him.
Right.
I think he's outpricing himself, especially in the Bengals market. Now, somebody might give him the money he wants, but is it more important to go get the money, or is it important to get enough money but be on a team that can win multiple Super Bowls?
That's a great point. And I listen to Tony Pike and Austin Elmore probably more than anybody that I really listen to. And they made a great point. It was like, Jesse Bates may not get this money now, if he stays with the Bengals, but this is the closest he's ever going to be to winning a Super Bowl. This is it right here. And, if let's say he does go to another team, not very many teams are in the best position possible or as good as a position as the Cincinnati Bengals are. And, one thing that I've thought about for a while is when talking about the Jesse Bates contract is that Jesse really did play okay during the regular season. He
actually had his worst statistics regular season of his career this past year. It's the worst one. Now, playoffs,
he was great.
Playoffs, he was awesome.
Playoffs, he was great.
We don't go to the Super Bowl without Jesse Bates in the playoffs.
Absolutely, 100%. But the thing with that, though, is, obviously you got to measure the off-field intangibles, and every single player has mentioned what a great locker room guy Jesse Bates is. But when you are the front office of the Bengals, you can't overpay for a guy that's going to have an okay season. You just can't, especially when you have this new upcoming Dax Hill that's coming in, and he'll get a good amount of snaps during his first time being in Cincinnati. Now, a lot of people were mentioning that Dax Hill was going to be the replacement for Jesse Bates, but my theory on that was Dax Hill is going to be the replacement for Von Bell, because I do not think Von Bell will be here after this year. I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, see, my thought is this: if you can't let them both leave, and if you can't sign Jesse Bates, you got to sign Bell, and Bell's probably gonna be cheaper. And then if that happens, then Dax is the replacement for Jesse Bates. But I do agree with you. I don't think he was necessarily come here to be the replacement for Jesse. I think if they had what they want, they would like to keep Jesse, let Vaughn go, and have Dax replace Vaughn. Now, I don't think it's going to work out that way, but that's just the way it is sometimes. And I've told you guys this before. When you have as talented a team as the Bengals have right now, there's going to be players we're just not going to be able to sign. Now, it's nowhere close to what the Reds do. Or the Reds, we'll develop a guy, we'll get him good, like Luis Castillo.
Gone.
Yeah, he's be gone, and it
Gone.
pisses me off. So it's not the same situation. I know the contract structure and everything in baseball is completely different than football, and I'm not trying to get into that. But I'm just trying to prepare Bengals fans. We're not going to be able to keep everybody. It's just not going to.
No, I kind of relate it to the Bearcats a lot because, when you have a great program, your coaches are eventually going to leave because other programs see them. I mean, obviously, Marcus Freeman got the job at Notre Dame. Mike Denbrock went to LSU. But the thing is, with having a great program, that's what happens. When your players play great and they take you to a Super Bowl, they're going to have a higher price tag. That's just the name of the game. It is a business. And I think, and the thing is, though, I feel like there's a divide in Bengals fans between now the front office and Jesse Bates, which I don't think there should be. I think there's no wrong party in this. I understand why Jesse Bates wants to get his money, and I understand why the Bengals front office wants to hold back and save that money for a little bit. There is no wrong answer here. Would it suck to not have Jesse Bates? Absolutely. But when Jesse Bates goes, it's not like Lou Anarumo is going to be left with nothing.
Right.
He's going to still have an elite defense. It's just he's going to have to fill that hole with either Dax Hill or a guy or a safety we pick off of free agency. And, then you plug and play and you get ready to go. I mean, it's the nature of the beast. That's what football is. I mean,
That's what winning franchises do. And we can roll it into the coaching staff as well. Because Lou Anarumo and Brian, the offensive coordinator,
Brian Callahan.
Thank you. I was going to say Brian Daniels. I mean, that's not it. Brian Callahan. Both of them interviewed for head coaching jobs already this year. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's wrestling. That's wrestling. Sorry.
Jeff.
Anyway, but they already interviewed for head coaching jobs this year. If we go to the Super Bowl and win it again this year, one or both of them are probably gone. So that's the other thing is it's not only the players are not going to be the coaching staff is going to be gone.
Right.
That's just the nature of the beast. That's the way it is.
Right. That's the business. That's the business of the game. And as one of the things about Bengals fans is we don't really know yet how to be an elite franchise. I guess as a fan base, we're going to have to say goodbye to some players that we really, really love. Jesse Bates is one of them. And then in a couple of years, it's going to be some more guys that we're going to just have to say goodbye to. And you mentioned maybe re-signing Von Bell. Now, I'm not exactly in favor of that because I do believe he's getting older. I do believe that he was a guy, he played above his potential, like a lot of guys on this defense. Eli Apple's another guy that played above his potential, and he's another guy that I wouldn't want to overpay. I'd love to have him on the team because I think he does do a lot for the locker room, and people feed off of his energy and his willingness to go 110%, because that's where Eli Apple really made himself known, as how much effort he does put into his position role. And so at any rate, it's a business. It's going to suck. But here's the thing. We're an elite franchise, and we're behind this franchise. And, you got to keep it moving. And congrats on the $5, brother. Go ahead and talk.
Got a $5 super chat.
Good luck, baby.
Appreciate you, brother. I said, more players you lose, the more compensation picks you get. Ravens and Packers lead the league in comp picks. That means you're drafting very well. And the Bengals, have been drafting their asses off last couple of years. And I'll go back to when we went to the 5 straight playoffs. That's what Duke Tobin did. He hit on damn near everybody. Mm-hmm. It started going downhill when he drafted Obuehi. That's when it went downhill. Now, I want to get this comment here by William.
Yep.
He said, I think the defense is going to be scary good this year with Larry O. Now, if you're talking about Larry Ogunjobi, unfortunately, Larry Ogunjobi has signed with the Pittsburgh Squealers, which that sucks.
Yeah.
I hate that. I was talking about that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, again, I think Larry Ogunjobi is one of these guys that played above his potential. And now, if you look at his past years with the Browns, while he was good, he wasn't as dominant in the run game as he was with Cincinnati. Now, that could be Lou Anarumo, that could be Larry O just playing above his potential. But when I saw that he's going to the Steelers, it really wasn't like, excuse my language, it really wasn't like, oh shit. It was more or less like, okay, like good for Larry. Like he got somewhere. I mean, he was going to sign with the Bears, but he failed his physical. So hopefully he passed his physical this time.
Well, that's the one thing with this contract. He just signed a contract and there's no physical or nothing. So it's
good
signed.
For him.
Yeah, it's done.
Yep,
so
good for him.
Good. That's good for him. So I don't know where he is with his foot. I was hoping he'd come back, but this is what I've said. If before the end of the season, I was saying if you had to pick one, either Larry O or BJ Hill, which one to pick, I wanted to keep BJ Hill. I thought he was more consistent than Larry O. Nothing against Larry O. I would love to keep him too. But I think BJ played very, very, very good for us and very, very consistent. And he stepped up huge in the playoff run when, after Larry got hurt.
Right. Yeah. You make a great point, but I think a lot of that has to go with the team aspect of the defensive line. It was not just Trey Hendrickson, it's not just Sam Hubbard, not just Larry O, not just DJ Reader, not just BJ Hill. It was a combination of everybody. And, having Trey Hendrickson coming off the edge so many times, and he's getting held literally every single time he comes off the edge. I think PFF ranked him as the highest play disruptor, I think, in the National Football League. And so when you have guys like that on the edge, you're going to make those guys in the middle look really, really good. I do agree with you on the fact that if we had to choose between BJ Hill and Larry O, I'm going to go with BJ Hill. I think BJ Hill is a little bit more proven. Also, on top of that, I love that we traded for him. We traded Billy Price for him. I still
one of the
love
best trades ever in Bengals history.
The best, bar none, best trade in Bengals history. Not even close.
Well,
not even close.
I said that before, and then somebody said we traded Pete Johnson for James Brooks. That was a pretty good one too.
Yeah, that was all right. That was okay. That was okay.
Anyway, as I said,
I think risk for yield for what you gave up. I think this is the best trade in Bengals history. So yeah, and you know what, maybe some of you have saw this if you follow my Twitter account. Today was a pretty active day, let's just say. So today, I think, Jeff, you know me. I believe that the Ravens are overrated. I believe that Lamar Jackson will win nothing in Baltimore, and I still think that. I decided to make that pretty well known on Twitter.
How'd that work out?
I realize what kind of dicks that the Ravens fans really are. I really just realized that. I used to be like, you know what? If the Ravens win the division, I'm okay with that as long as it's not the Steelers or the Browns. I'm taking that back. I take that back. This is the most delusional fan base I have ever witnessed. And they don't realize that while the Ravens were ridiculously injured last year, they weren't that injured. And they still got their asses handed to them on a week in and week out.
I had that conversation with a guy at Outback a couple weeks ago. I'm like, and he's a Ravens fan. I'm like, dude, we kicked your ass. He goes, we were injured. I'm like, okay, the second game, yes, you were injured. The first game, you were not injured when we went into Baltimore and dropped 41 on your ass. He's like, oh, 41. This guy was out. This guy. I'm like, it's the NFL. There's always people out, but you still had your big time players. Like, get out of here. And the Ravens, I still don't know who the Ravens are going to throw the freaking ball to.
Exactly. Who are they going to throw the ball to?
They got all their tight ends.
Yeah, and I love this not this comparison, but this analogy. I guess I'm a teacher. I should probably know the right word for this.
You should.
But yeah, it's almost like it feels like that the Ravens. The rest of the NFL hasn't really figured out Lamar Jackson, but the AFC North has. The Ravens are consistently, especially over the last 2 years, have been really not good in the AFC North. They got beat to a really bad Pittsburgh team last year. They got swept by the Bengals. I think, did they beat the Browns twice? I forget.
No,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because they're irrelevant. And it doesn't matter.
Well, like Williams said, the Browns could be the dumbest team in the NFL right now.
Is that not the funniest freaking story? I mean, it's terrible what happened, but the Browns should have to pay every single cent of that contract.
They're going to have to. It's guaranteed.
When you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and they put themselves in the Deshaun Watson lottery. They decided to make him the highest paid quarterback in the league, and he's definitely not going to play this year. He might not play for a long time. I think after who was the wide receiver that got caught gambling? was it Ridley, Calvin Ridley? He's from Atlanta. Is Atlanta guy?
Maybe I can't think of his name. I know the story. He's suspended for a whole year.
Right. They suspended him for a whole year. The MLB has shown that they're not going to take any tolerance to this. That when the Trevor Bauer situation came up, I think the NFL has now reached a point where they have to follow suit with that. I mean, obviously with the Trevor Bauer situation, I know the NBA has had problems with that, and they have had to suspend guys for a very lengthy time with situations dealing with that. Exactly. Right. Exactly. They had a referee doing that. I think it's time now that, the NFL has taken a lot of slack, and they deserve it for abuse against women with their players. And they really haven't, gone after those guys. I think now they have to. And here's a perfect example. And they can really set a precedent here, which I would love because I do think the NFL needs to set a precedent here.
He's going to be gone for a year, I think. And then the Browns
at the least
burnt the bridge with Baker Mayfield. He plain said, he goes, we're beyond, basically they're beyond repair. He said, I heard him say something like they got to reach out to him, which I don't blame him. I mean, I'm not a Browns fan or Baker Mayfield fan, but dude got screwed. I mean, he played hurt all year, and then turn around and I'm just wondering what the. It's not. I don't want to talk about the Browns all the time. It's in a Browns podcast, but what were the Browns ownership management thinking? Like, oh, Deshaun Watson, he got suspended. He's only got 33, women saying that he did stuff to him and all this. Nah, that's no big deal. We'll trade. Yep. We'll give him all kinds of guaranteed money. It's going to be fine.
Yep. What are you doing? So I've been talking to my Browns friends, because all my friends are from Columbus. They're all Browns fans, which kind of sucks. They're all Ohio State fans too, which also sucks. But talk to them. I said, really, what were the Browns thinking? Like when they made this contract? And my buddy, he mentioned me. He said this GM was trying to make a big dick move, as he puts it. Man, I'm cursing a lot here. He tried to make a move like that, and he decided to really stake his claim. He's like, this is going to be the contract that keeps my job. Well, now they're getting screwed on.
It might be the contract that makes him lose his job now.
Exactly, and it just well might. And you know what? The Browns deserve every single bit of criticism and every single bit of money that they're going to have to pay here. And if I was a Browns fan, I would be pissed. I'd be pissed.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, let's get to William Wilson here. He said, Joseph Osai, the pass rusher from Texas that we drafted last year, is going to be the real deal this year. I hope so. I mean, I'm expecting, a lot of Bengals fans, including myself, are expecting a lot of stuff out of him, just based on purely one, preseason game. Yeah. But it is what it is, and if he can get anywhere close to what he did, because we're not relying on him to start. If he can be a rotational piece, dude, that's going to make our pass rush even better. And if Cam Sample can, like my buddy Dale from Bengals and Brewers said, if Cam Sample can go on the inside and play some 3-tech as well, that's going to help out with the loss of Larry O. Those two guys in their second years can really step up and really help out this defense this year. The Bengals need them to. They need to make a big leap this year.
Absolutely. I think this is where the loss of Larry O is going to be felt a lot less, because you have Joseph Osai. Now not only do you have a great pass rush in your starting rotation, you have a great pass rush in your backup rotation as well. So Joseph Osai will be able to come in and still make a lot of plays, create a lot of havoc. And that way, now we don't have to take plays off. Now this is just going to be a full relentless defense that's coming after the quarterback. And that's one thing that I do think the Bengals need to improve on from last year to this year, is their rush on the quarterback. And, having Trey Hendrickson and having guys like that, and now having Joseph Osai on the outside and DJ Reader. I mean, my goodness, that dude's a monster. Well, dude, I went back
and I rewatched the Bengals-Titans playoff game. It was on NFL Network, and I was at the game, and I forgot how dominating DJ Reader was. And one of the first or second days when they had minicamp, I was out there. I said, and DJ was walking out. I said, dude, I forgot how dominating you were on that Titans game, man. I said, you played your ass off. He's like, thanks, bro, I appreciate it. But he did. He made a huge impact on that team, because their team is run the ball, and every time you heard it, DJ Reader made a tackle. DJ Reader made another tackle. He was everywhere.
Yeah, right, exactly. Impact. Yeah, 100%. And you want to talk about another franchise that I think is in trouble this year? It's the Tennessee Titans, man. They're
Rod Receiver again too.
Their time to win was last year, and they missed that window. And, they want to bitch and complain about Ryan Tannehill, but let's also throw in the fact that their run offense got absolutely stuffed against this Bengals defense, especially when it came down to the final plays of the game in which the Titans are going for it on 4th and 1, where they could have kicked a field goal, and I believe that would have tied the game or taken the lead. They decided to go 4th and 1, and Derrick Henry got stuffed on 4th and 1, and Ryan Tannehill got stuffed on 3rd and 1.
Yep.
And so, I don't understand where the Titans are going with trading away the receivers now. It's almost like that they're going back into tank mode, and maybe they can get something else out of it. I thought Desmond Ridder would have been a great fit in Tennessee, but I guess they decided not to go go after him. But, again, it's another franchise that I think another franchise in the AFC that we can kind of schedule up like, okay, they're not going to be a problem. Like, you got to start, and especially in an AFC as good as this year is going to be, you can start knocking some of these teams off the list.
Yeah, it's our schedule is tough. But our schedule was tough last year, and I like the way our schedule is laid out again this year, because last year was laid out where it got harder in the second half, and I like that because I want it to be hard to say because you got to ramp it up to get into the playoffs. So, and that's the way this one is set up this year. Now, I titled this show here that Bengals training camp dates were announced, and we can go to them, so they're open. Now,
that's
if you guys haven't seen this, it's on Bengals.com, but it's July 27th. It's the first one at 1:30. Thursday, July 28th, Friday, July 29th, Saturday, July 30th. That one's actually in Paul Brown Stadium, Monday, August 1st, Tuesday, August 2nd, Thursday, August 4th, and Friday, August 5th. Sunday, August 7th, Wednesday, August 10th, Sunday, August 14th, Sunday, August 18th. So we only had like 3 last year that we can go to. Yep. Now we got like 10 of them here that we can actually go on the field. You don't have to be up on the bridge like I am all the time to watch it. You can actually go down on the field and watch it.
The Bridge Brigade, man. I got to tell you what, you're up there in the blistering freaking heat. Now I know why people call you Strawberry.
That's why,
guy.
This is all from Florida.
That's all from Florida. You're getting that base stand for the Bridge Brigade, brother.
Yeah.
You're going to be looking mighty fine during the October month, man.
It's the Bridge Crew. You're not Bridge Brigade.
I'm sorry.
Bridge Crew.
I'm sorry. You're right. Bridge Crew. I heard it on Tony and Austin, and they said Bridge Brigade, and I was like, I know who's up there. That's my buddy. So, so with the training camp, one question that I heard, again, this is like a shameless plug for ESPN 1530. But one question that they asked,
you seriously work for them?
I wish, man. One question that they pose is, what do you want to hear most out of training camp? Like what news do you want to hear the most?
Everybody's healthy.
That's what I said.
Everybody's healthy.
Everybody's healthy, and that's all I want to hear. I don't really like train. It's just more or less getting the offense and the defense installed. I just want to hear that everybody's healthy and we're walking out of there and we're going to be full, ready to go. And I think that's an advantage to Zach Taylor because we saw it last year. One of the reasons why the Bengals were in the position that they were in was because they had literally freaking everybody except for Joseph Asai.
Yeah, exactly. Now, one thing I'm hoping to hear out of training camp is guys that they added. Now, I think we do need another backup offensive lineman. And I think Willie Lutz tweeted this out that he said either Trey Hopkins or Quentin Spain, which one would you prefer as far as a backup goes? I would go with Trey Hopkins. The only reason, because he can play center and he can play guard. Spain's only a guard, but we're talking strictly as a backup player.
Right.
Yes, that's it. So where are you at on that?
So as much as I love Trey Hopkins, and I really do, because he's been here through all the terrible years, and he's been one of the biggest shining lights on the offensive line. Last year, obviously, coming off of his ACL injury. Yeah, he tore his ACL, which his recovery, it got blown under the radar. It was almost better than Burrow's.
Right. That's what I kept trying to tell everybody. I'm like, he's literally did it at the last game of the season and it came back good.
Well, I was going to say, but I understand what you're saying, that the versatility is the biggest thing in the world. I'm still going to go with Quentin Spain. Trey Hopkins really did not show me much of anything last year that, he's great or the same. Quentin Spain, I still think is a little bit stronger than he is, a little bit better of a blocker. Now, like you said, you're losing not only a guard, you're losing a center when you lose Trey Hopkins. But I'm going to go Quentin Spain on that one. I
don't know if it's the wrong answer or not. I mean, it just depends if they're okay with Trey Hill, because Trey Hill would be, as of right now, I think would be the backup center.
Right.
So if they're okay with him, then yeah, you can get Quentin Spain. They need it. The bottom line is they need another veteran guy as a backup offensive lineman. So they need their swing guy who can play multiple positions. So that's where I'm out there. The other thing we've had discussions about, I've heard other people talk about this, is the fourth wide receiver. And I think Jake Lisco or James Rapine, I can't remember which one said it. But they were talking about Stanley Morgan and how this could be his opportunity to have a breakout year for him. And I'm okay with that. But the guy I keep throwing out there, who I think is going to be a Swiss Army knife, is Chris Evans. Because you can play him. Now, his biggest thing is I think he's got to be able to block on third down. I think that's the reason that Samaje Perine was out there a lot, because they didn't trust Chris Evans to block. Now, if Chris Evans can block on third down, he's going to be out there a lot more as the backup running back. But also, if he's out there, hell, you can put him out as wide receiver too. It doesn't matter. He's a Ginsu knife. He can do both. There's a chance that he could. I'm not saying the fourth wide receiver only. I'm just saying an option. If you can do a mixture of the fourth wide receiver is Stanley Morgan and Chris Evans, we might be okay there. I would still feel better if they went out and signed somebody. I know before I went on vacation, there was a lot of talk about OBJ. I still would be surprised if he comes here, because I still can't see OBJ going, yeah, I'll come here. I'll be the fourth wide receiver. I just cannot see that, no matter how much love he has for his LSU boys or not.
Yeah, I think in order for OBJ to come here, and I personally don't know the guy. Obviously, I don't personally know the guy.
What? I thought you did.
I know. I pretty much know everybody here.
Lunch with him yesterday?
Kind of a big deal in Cincinnati. I know. I know. Stripe Squad's taking me places. But that being said, it's going to take a lot of humility out of OBJ and maturity for him to be like, yeah, I'm going to come in. I'm going to be a fourth wide receiver. Now, if he can do that, I'd love to get a deal done, because having OBJ as your fourth wide receiver, I mean, what else do you need to ask for? The fact that you brought up Chris Evans is a great point. Obviously, you and I have both, said our praises for Chris Evans, and we both said that this guy does deserve way more playing time than he's getting. This year, we're going to really see if Zach Taylor can unlock how good Chris Evans is. Now, it could be putting him in at the running back position. It could be putting him in at wideout. It could be a lot of both. And I'd love to see that. I mean, whenever he's out there, it feels like he does make plays. So I do think Chris Evans is going to get a lot of touches. And then I do agree that the fact that one of the reasons that he wasn't out there was because his blocking isn't up to par with Samaje Perine's.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I had a lot of stuff going on this past weekend when I was still in Florida. I didn't get to participate in any of them. I'm trying to get up here to that original question about there it is. Crown asked me if I went on the stadium tour, and I did not, because I was still in Florida. That was also the same day as Bengal Jim's Jungle to the Hall 2, and I wasn't able to do that either. But I think both of them were rousing successes. But one thing that was interesting, Josh, and I tweeted this out earlier, people took pictures of the Bengals locker room. And Deontay Smith, Brandon Allen, and my boy T. Higgins all had this hat on.
Yes, sir.
All of them had this hat in their locker room.
Let's go, man.
So I thought that was pretty damn cool. That's actually this hat that I didn't help design, but I helped promote and everything, is in the Bengals locker room. And it's cool that people are taking pictures of it and sending it to me and everything like that. I thought that was awesome. So that was one cool thing that I thought happened this weekend.
That's absolutely awesome, man. I mean, it's so good to hear. I mean, you and I have both talked about it. The content creators for the Cincinnati Bengals all around Twitter and all around Instagram and Facebook. I mean, they're probably the best in the NFL without question.
It's ridiculous,
I mean,
dude.
There's so right, and there's more popping up, and not only is it just content creators, it's really good content creators. One of the guys I do want to mention, they've invited me on a couple of times, but I haven't been able to get on just because I've been so busy. Bengals and Brews, they do a great job. Yep, they're the homies, man, and they do a great job. And obviously you got Bengal Jim and Friends, which I know you have.
Tigers Talk.
Tigers Talk. And
Jess will be on here Friday. So the
back row Bengals. Back row Bengals show. But it's so nice to see that. But then you browse around the league, you see that you got a bunch of jackasses around for other teams, and you're just like, my goodness, like, do you guys even watch the game? Like, do you even understand what's happening? It's brutal to have to deal with Ravens fans all this time, and it's like, God bless it, man.
don't forget about the Blind Tiger. Cap, he started his show too. So Blind
Oh,
Tiger.
good for him. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's so much to name. Like it would literally take us the whole hour.
People I know.
Yeah.
Just the ones I know. I know I'm forgetting people, but yeah, there's a ton of them. And the cool thing, Josh, is we all work together. You know,
We do. Yeah.
I don't. You know, we all work together. We try to help each other out because we're all Bengals fans, man.
Yeah. At the end of the day, man, it's really what it's all about. And when you and I both talked about it, it's just like when we have those games where like everybody seems like they're flying in for this one game, and we all meet up at a tailgate. Could be Bengal Bomb Squad, could be Bengal Gyms, could just be a Longworth Hall tailgate. Jackpot Joey's. There you go. And we just and it's almost like seeing friends that you haven't seen in a long time.
Oh,
and,
dude,
it's genuine.
I cannot wait until the first preseason game. It's gonna be so much fun because we'll be like, hey, what's up? Because I see you guys, most of you guys like go on my show or whatever, but I don't physically see you. I can't dab you up or give you a big old hug or anything like that. You don't see each other on camera. So
you do give great hugs. You give phenomenal hugs. I gotta say, Strawberry Ice gives great hugs.
But I cannot wait until. We'll just say training camp. I mean, we got July 27th was 3 weeks away or something. I can't wait till that starts. We can get together there and watch our beloved Bengals and get this Super Bowl train rolling. And I'm so excited about it. And it's probably worse that the Bengals stink. So, I said the Bengals, Reds stink. I think it's
the red. You said the Bengals. I was like, what the hell are you talking?
Bengals don't stink. Bengals.
Dude, here's the problem. I do want to mention the Reds one time, and we don't have to talk about them the whole time. But one of the things about the Reds that it made me genuinely sad. One of my friends was in from out of town. He's a Cleveland guy. He has no connection to Cincinnati whatsoever. He's like, hey, did you see that the Reds sent off Lorenzo Cain? And I said, dude, I gotta tell you this, and it is hurt to say this as a life somebody that has watched the Reds their entire lives. I don't care. I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care. I don't care about the Reds. I don't care about the transactions. They're a time waster now at this point. And it sucks to say that, but it is what it is.
That's yeah. I mean, unfortunately, that's kind of the point I am with this year because I mean, I'm still watching them right now because there's literally nothing else to watch. I'm watching the Reds. And Luis Castillo pitched a gem last night, and who knows? That might be his last time he's in a Reds uniform, which irritates a crowd. I mean,
yeah.
Mo Egger brought this up on a show. What they said is the Reds are. The Cross said we got to get our finances to how he said to meet our roster or whatever. Basically, they can't spend a ton. They can't pay Luis Castillo $100 million or whatever. Which I understand, but it still pisses me off because, like, look, if you have just with the three pitchers right now, if you have Luis Castillo, Hunter Green, and is it Denbrock? I think that's his name. We have those three right there. Those are three solid starting pitchers to build around. You get a couple other players and a couple of pitchers, you might have a good baseball team.
An actual roster that it's not playing freaking AAA in a major league setting.
And that's just irritating. Like we get guys up here, we go through all the stuff, all the growing pains, everything, and get to the point where they're really good major league players, and we're going to trade them. That's so hard to. You can't. That's why we haven't. Josh, that stadium has only seen 4 playoffs. That's it, and we haven't won any of them. Any series.
Yeah, it's terrible. And a lot of Reds fans want to mention is like, wait till Hunter Green hits his stride. I'm like, dude, Hunter Green's gonna be gone before he hits his stride. Have you seen what we have done to aces? Look at. I'll name them off: Johnny Cueto, Homer Bailey, now Luis Castillo. Hunter Green's just going to be the next in line of the same repetitious type of this small market team. I also want to mention something. The Reds organization wants to use the excuse of small market team. Let's look at the NL, their division. Let's look at the NL Central. And, you have Milwaukee. That's a small market team. You have Pittsburgh. That's relatively small market. They're kind of big. St. Louis, they're a small market team. I mean, you're playing against small market teams. So why can't you keep up with them? You can't keep up with them because you're financially, you're terrible. They can't develop. I don't know what it is about their farm system. They get guys up here, but I mean, they'll get one gem out of a bunch of turds. Jonathan India. Okay. Right. You Jonathan India, Hunter Green.
That's one. That's something
we don't develop players.
Maybe that's 2 guys. I mean,
it's another guy. That's another guy that when he hits his stride, He's not gonna be here because this is what this organization does. We'll get them, at least MLB ready, and then once they're MLB ready, they're gonna be shipped out to somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I don't want to talk about the Reds.
I'm done with the Reds.
Well, hey,
another Cincinnati team, FCC, in the thick of a playoff race. They are only 6 points out of first place. That's 2 dubs, and they are in first place. So where are you going to go? Go ahead. You're a happy ass over to TQL Stadium. Go check out the orange and blue. Go check out the lads, man.
You can do that too. If I understood soccer, I'd go watch it, but
you don't have to understand soccer to support them. You know what I mean?
I'm not against them. People ask me that, like, why don't you talk FCC? I'm like, because I don't know enough about soccer
get that.
to sound. Yeah, I'm like,
I get that.
I can't talk it. I don't know soccer. I just don't. So it would be really boring sitting here listening to me talk about soccer because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
I get. Well,
one thing I do want to get to.
When do you know what the hell you're talking about? What the hell are you talking
I always know what the hell I'm talking about. Shut up.
Now, yeah, sure. Okay,
one thing I do want to get to is you brought this up. We got the TBT tournament, and the Bearcats are in it. And they got
Bearcats.
They have a pretty good damn squad coming here. When does that start? Who's in it? Who's on the roster and all that good stuff?
So the new team name now is the Nasty Natty, and they just came out with their roster a couple of days ago, and their roster is actually for real really good this year. Bearcat Jam, they had some guys, but it really just looked like a couple of dudes that picked up a ball on a Saturday and said, "Hey, let's go pick up a pickup game." This year, you got Troy Copain, Jacob Evans, Trey Scott, Octavius Ellis, Coriante DeBerry, Shaq Thomas, and Kane Broom. And then you also got Jaron Cumberland, and you got. I mean, that's a solid squad, and that's a team that's going to win a couple of games. It's going to be July 16th. At the Cintas Center, so we will have to go into enemy territory to watch them win. But I got to tell you, this team can win some games, man. They can win some games. And if they win 3 and Xavier's team wins 3, then they will face each other in the Cintas Center. And it will be, and I got to tell you, that's going to be must-watch TV.
Yeah.
Because those guys hate each other. They still fucking hate each other. Oh, excuse me.
I didn't realize
they still hate each other.
It's usually up in Columbus.
Yeah, they I guess they just switched it up this year. Yeah. And
you know how much tickets are?
I'm sure they're not that much. I haven't even checked, but I mean,
I'll have to check it out and see how much I might try and go to that.
If Xavier plays UC, absolutely, I'm going to try to make my way to it. It's Xavier's team is Zip 'em Up, which do you even know where that name came? Like the Zip 'em Up, do you even know where that came from? I have no idea, and it doesn't really make any sense.
What's it have to do with Xavier?
Because that's like their motto, Zip 'em Up. Musketeer. I don't
Zip 'em up.
Zip 'em up. I didn't think they had zippers in Musketeer time. Like
Brad says it's $10. I guess that's what the
$10. There you go, man.
Now, is that first come first serve? I mean, you sit wherever you want, or is that actual assigned seats? I wasn't really asking you. I was asking Brad.
Well, you have me on the show. Next time you can have Brad on the show, and he can be able to tell you. You're looking at me in the face. Yeah. Speaking of the Cincinnati Bearcats, would you like to have a little Bearcats talk?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Let's talk a little bit of football here. So obviously the recruiting trail, I mean, it just does not slow down. Luke Fickell's out there just continually getting recruit after recruit after recruit. We have a big commitment coming up on Friday. Jermaine Matthews out of Winton Woods. He's got offers from Ohio. His top 6 is Ohio State, Jackson State, I believe Northwestern, Penn State, and UC, and then there's another team I'm forgetting, and I can't count. But this would be a massive get. And if you really look at the recruiting, and you look at like 24/7, obviously the UC was number 2 at one point in the country. If you look at the recruiting, one thing that really stands out to me is how good this secondary is going to be for a very long time. They got a 4-star out of Cameron Calhoun. You get Jermaine Matthews. I mean, there's your 1 and your 2. I mean, there's the new Sauce Gardner and Kobe Bryant. We're looking at it. Yep. I mean, and the train just keeps on going, and it keeps on going. And everybody I have heard from has said Arkansas is outright going to beat the Bearcats game 1. I don't see it. No. And another thing that Austin Elmore asked Tony Pike, he's like, aren't you worried about the quarterback transition? Here's the thing about that. when you are a great program, you're going to have guys that leave. Obviously, Desmond Ridder it was his last year anyway. He was going to leave. But you don't worry about the next guy in line. Do you think Ohio State fans were worried about C.J. Stroud starting? I don't think they were. I think they were ready to go with him. And Evan Prater is the highest quarterback recruit in UC's history. Why would we not be ready to go? Why would we not? So I don't know.
Let's talk about that. I think he's going to be – it's his job to lose. I mean, you got Brian what's the kid that's coming back? Ben Bryant. Yeah, Ben Bryant. He's coming back. Now, I think it's mostly just to create competition, but I think Prater is going to be – it's his job. I mean, they brought him here to replace Desmond. So that's where I'll be shocked if it's not him moving forward. But, I mean, I'm excited for the Bearcats. I mean, football season is going to be off the chain again this year. You got the Bearcats. The Bearcats season is sold out. The Bengals season is sold out. You're going to be at both of them. I mean, you're going to be footballing out, dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can never get footballed out, man. It's what I do. It's what I love, man. It's the only thing I really live for. I mean, UC right now that they're number 10 in recruiting 24/7. They got 3 4-stars, 16 3-stars, and they have a 5-star that's committing on Friday. You can get him. I mean, you jump up probably to number 6. And here's a really interesting thing. The only other Big 12 team that's in front of us right now is Texas Tech in recruiting. And, now it's like, forget playing in the AAC. We're going to be ready to go when we play in the Big 12.
How cool is it that we can talk about Big 12? We actually know this is
last year. One more year.
We all thought.
1 year.
Yeah, we all thought that's what was going to happen, but it wasn't official until a couple weeks ago. I'm like, thank God, 1 year, we get the hell out of this conference.
I take that back. I'm sorry. I'm incorrect. Baylor is at number 9. However, Baylor only has 2 4-stars, and they have 18 3-stars. The Bearcats have 3 4-stars and 16 3-stars. So there's going to be more commitments on the way anyway. So, I mean, we might just catch right back up to them.
The thing is, how loaded is it? Sorry, how loaded is the Big 12 going to be that first year? Because Texas and Oklahoma are still going to be there, as far as I know.
Right, but here's the thing: Texas still has to perform, and that's
but they got Arch Manning now.
They got Arch Manning. Have you seen Arch Manning's highlight tape? The teams that he is playing against, I could go out there and do as good as Arch Manning does, man. I mean, it's garbage talent. And it's just like, man, no wonder this dude's the highest recruit. He's playing against freaking traffic cones.
And his last name's Manning, too. I think.
That's also facts. That's also true.
That might help a little bit.
I think I heard this somewhere. I don't know if you can confirm this. Did Quinn Ewers enter the transfer portal?
I don't know. I cannot confirm or deny that.
Maybe one of our lovely audience members can hit us up with that. Where do you think? I mean, obviously, I believe that College Game Day not only had a great time here, it was an amazing showing for the city of Cincinnati. Where do you see UC getting their chance at a College Game Day once again?
Well, to me, they, especially being the AAC, they have to go undefeated again, at least at home. And this is one thing that's because
are you sure about that? Are you like positive?
I'm not positive. I'm not positive, but I still don't see them giving us any credit. That's the thing. But like you said, they had a blast here, and it was one of the biggest attended, showings, live events that they've ever had. I mean, as far as the crowd, that you were there, I was there, everybody and their brother was there. So
right. Yeah.
I think that helps a lot, but it would help. I'd say it helped the opponent would help, which maybe Arkansas might be the one if you're going to go. I mean, that's what I'm trying to think of.
Game
who we're playing that, we might now. So that's what I'm saying. Undefeated again would help. It doesn't. I don't think it doesn't necessarily have to be that way, because I don't know. Because this is one thing my son brought up. He said, "What if the Bearcats go undefeated 3 years in a row?" Which I think is a huge get. It's going to be unbelievably hard. Do you think they get a shot at the college football playoffs again if they go undefeated for a third straight year?
This question has been brought up to myself and by friends like countless times. I still go with yes. I don't know how you don't put them in the college football playoff. They go into Fayetteville, which again is everybody's chalking up for a loss anyway. You go into an SEC style crowd. You go in, you win that game, you run the table in the AAC. Now, let's just say Arkansas turns it around at that time, they only lose one or two other games in the SEC. That's going to be huge for UC. Now, obviously, I do think some things are going to have to happen in order for the Bearcats to get back. But I don't think it's totally out of the question that the UC can still get into the playoff with an undefeated season.
I don't think it's totally out of the question, but I think a lot. I have a feeling a lot more has to happen this year because they gave us their shot last year, and which ticks me off. People are like, "Oh, you got blown up by Alabama." We didn't technically get blown up.
Dude, I was at the game. We did not get blown up.
It wasn't a freaking blowout. I've said this before. It's still gonna bug me till the day I die.
It's gonna.
Why the hell?
It's gonna what? It's gonna what to you to the day you die?
Bug me till the day I die.
Bug you.
Why didn't we sell out and try to stop the run? Why didn't we put Sauce Gardner and Kobe Bryant on islands and say, "Go throw the ball against two guys that got drafted in the NFL"?
But here's the problem. The defense did their job. Who didn't do their job was the offense. And it all started with Alec Pierce dropping that first touchdown on the very first drive of the game. He catches that touchdown pass. It's an entirely different ball game. But everyone that's saying that UC got blown out, it was 6-17 in the fourth quarter, and the UC just picked it off and had all the momentum. What happened was that the offense got super stagnant, and they didn't roll Desmond out. And I don't understand why they kept going back to what Desmond is not best at, which is sitting in the pocket. Now, if you get to roll him out and you get to roll Desmond out, there's an entirely different ball game. You got to work the RPO, and they just never did.
Yeah, that's two things. We have a different offensive coordinator this year, so
we do, and we have Gino Guidugli now. I do want to ask you this: Do you think Gino Guidugli is better, worse, or about the same as Mike Denbrock?
Hard to say. I mean, I would think he'd be better because, well, he's a quarterback and he actually did play in the NFL. But I have no idea. I won't know until we actually see him call plays. But there's two things right there. There to me, there's two things that we messed up. We didn't roll Desmond out, and we didn't stack the box. Now I keep saying because there were times because we couldn't stop the run all year. Alabama just ran the ball down our throats, and that's wore the defense out. That's when they got to the fourth quarter and they got more touchdowns. And it looks the score doesn't
worse than that. Yeah,
it doesn't look as it was closer than what the score says it was. That's the part where I'm saying I wish we would have stacked the box, made them freaking throw the ball to get the ball back, roll Desmond out, chuck it downfield, go win the damn thing.
Go win the damn thing, man.
And we didn't do it.
We didn't do it. And here's another thing that everybody's sleeping on UC is the fact that all of our offensive line is returning, and that's a massive get. How many programs can say that all of their offensive line is returning? That's another year with Brady. That's another offseason with Brady Collins, who we both know is a world-class trainer. That's another offseason with Luke Fickell understanding the offense. I don't understand. And now you have Evan Prater, who's he got small snaps in games here and there, but now you have a full-fledged, full senior offensive line class. And then also on top of that, you have Corey. Yep, Haas just mentioned it. Oh, wait, no. Well, kind of, yeah. One thing about Haas is that he mentioned was the running back position. You got Corey Kiner, who we all knew was eventually going to come back to UC. We all kind of knew that. And that dude's an absolute monster. He's going to really help Evan Prater out. And I think that this team is so slept on. And you know what? At the end of the day, if you want to keep sleeping. Keep sleeping.
It's fine. It's just like the Bengals. They keep sleeping on the Bengals. That's fine. Keep sleeping on Cincinnati. It's all right.
Sleep. Take your naps.
They don't call us a nasty natty for nothing because we're going to jump out from behind you. Take over, baby.
Take over, man. It's Clifton style in here. Right. I also want to mention, just because you bring up the Cotton Bowl, and I like to think of the better things in life rather than the worst things in life. I got to tell you, the UC faithful was absolutely amazing, number one. And number two, for now and forever, the UC bowl color is all black. No other team does it. It does not look. It looks so much better than every other color, and that is genuinely ours. That's it. So, and
dude, it started. I'll tell you that
Georgia and Bama, it's red and red. It's just the same color scheme. It's
the all black uniforms started with the basketball team. Nobody did that till Huggins and them did it, and they had all black, and then all of a sudden everybody's got black. So it started right here in Cincinnati. So yeah, I'm all for the all black uniform.
The all black. There's something special about UC and all black. There really is, and I think that they've made that uniform combo their own. You see other teams do blackouts, and it's almost like an imitation of it. When UC does a blackout, that's just what we do.
Especially nip it at night blackout.
Nip at night, man. You go blackout. That's the most beautiful sight ever, and it was. it kind of sucked to watch them play Houston, and they were all red, which, the crowd was all black, which kind of looked dope as a contrast. But man, it's dip at night, man. You wear all black when you're in Cincinnati. You wear all freaking black. So I did want to mention that.
Exactly. All right, Josh, we've been on for about 54 minutes. I appreciate you as always. I thank you for jumping on. Tell everybody about your podcast and what you got coming up here sometime soon or in the future.
I absolutely. So I have, for some of you might know, I have just recently got a new position at a new school, and it's a full-time position. So I'm going to be a full-time teacher now. Hooray. So that has taken up quite a bit of my time onboarding and getting ready for that. And then I was teaching summer school, but now summer school is over. Today was the last day of summer school. So we're looking at a July release date to hopefully get back. I'm hoping to line up some really, really good guests for you guys. And we'll eventually get back on the podcast. It's been a long, hard road, and it's something that, I just want to say this. If you're fighting through some hard patches or some really rough patches or, depression and all that, it does get better. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. You will eventually get there, and life's going to be hard now, but it's going to pay off later. So keep fighting. That's all I got to say. You can find me on Twitter at BackRowBengals. You can find my podcast, the Cincinnati Back Row Bengals Show. And then you can find me pretty much all over, all different types of podcasts. Find me on Jeff's podcast. Find me on Bengals and Brews. Find me all over the place. So I appreciate all you, Jeff. My goodness, how great it was to just hear your voice is all that matters.
Well, I think, do you like my singing? I think that was the best part of it.
It was the only part that just made my heart flutter when I heard that. One of my students wrote me a heartfelt note, and that was and your singing was far better than that student's note.
Yeah, I'm sure you hear it in your nightmares tonight. Like, oh my God, shut up. Anyway, Josh, take it easy, brother. I'll do it again sometime.
Thank you guys so much. Hooday. Love.
He's out. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I do. I am so happy to be back on the podcast. It is nice to do this again. I love doing this. It's my passion. I just don't always have the time to do it. So I appreciate you guys sticking with me and watching. I'll be on tomorrow. Now, tomorrow I have DJ Primetime. He is the new Bengals game day DJ. So I'm gonna find out where he's gonna be at. He's gonna be in the stadium. He's gonna be outside this. I'm assuming he's gonna be in the stadium. I'm not sure, but we're gonna find out tomorrow. We get to talk to him. He said he could give me as much time as I need. He also DJs the FC games as well, so I can talk to him about that. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. Friday, I got Jess, the great Hubei from Tigers Talk, and the better half of Bengals captain will be on the show Friday. So I got a couple good days here, so make sure you guys are stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. Let me thank the Facebook groups that let me live stream, and as always, I appreciate every single one of them. They are Houday Nation, Houday Legion, Cincinnati Reds, Riding Third, Heading for Home, Bearcat Ruckus, Bearcat Country, the Ohio State Bucknuts, the Ice Bar, and then you follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Trunapole. TikTok is at Iceman90. If you guys are interested in any of these Jackpot Joey stuff that the Bengals have in their locker room, and remember, portions of the proceeds go to the Joe Burrow Hunger Relief Foundation. So we are giving back to the charity as much as we can. So please check out the website. We got a lot of new stuff coming out. We got coffee coming out. We got something else I'm not allowed to say yet coming out, but a lot of hats, new visors, flags, all kinds of stuff like that. Make sure you check it out. It's at jackpotjoey9.com. That's jackpotjoey9.com. I will be pulling out the sound later on tonight, put it on the podcast. If you missed any of it, you want to listen to it at work or whatever, check it out. It's on BeanPod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Make sure you like, rate, and review. Give me a 5-star review. Leave a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. YouTubers, like I said, you guys are awesome. Like I said, I've not been able to be on that much here lately, but my subscribership keeps growing. I'm at 1,739. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate the haters. Somebody commented on my video I did. I was telling you guys about my deck and how far I've gotten. And this guy's like, get off TikTok and let your grandkids on here. I'm like, well, 1, this is YouTube, not TikTok. 2, damn, do I look that old that I should have grandkids? I don't have any grandkids yet. But anyway, I appreciate any of the comments. So I got to chuckle on that one. That was funny. But like I said, YouTube, you're 1,739. I appreciate you guys. I'll be back on tomorrow. I promise. I got a guest, so I have to be on Thursday and Friday. We'll be here, and I hope you guys will as well. And other than that, say it with me, people. That's just sports, baby. See ya!
Let's go. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, day we ignite in Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle we unite in dripping orange and black and white. Day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle dripping heat, tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you reppin' who that, time to put your hands up. Bengals stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fit it. Who they in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we lit it. Lit the crowd, hit the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the bounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle we unite in dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move close and on? Now who